Hi, this is Real Wild here with Savannah Vanderweer,
Hello.
and we are here coming to you live from the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic in Dublin, Ohio. We have a little weather delay, and so it's going to make for a fun little start, but as you can still see, the wind is going to be quite a challenge and has been today. You dealt with it as well as I did, so
Yes, it was a challenge for sure.
should be fun. How did your matches go today?
My matches went okay. I started out really strong, had a really good first one with a 147, and I felt pretty confident about that. The next one, the wind picked up, and it did not go as well as that one, but it's okay. Tanya shot really strong, so really happy for her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I kind of started off really strong, and the wind kind of got me a little bit, and didn't end up where I wanted to be. But this is, going to be as fun being able to be here with you guys. So, gonna have some good matches on par today. We have Danelle Lutz with Paige Pierce for the first one for the women. We have Chris Schaff and Dan Yaza for the second one. Then we get into the recurves a little bit, and we'll just go into them when we get there. But this should be fun. They're just trying to finalize a little bit on the field, make sure the clocks are working. But as you can see, the wind is really whipping. It's going to be definite challenges for sure. And you can probably hear it through my microphone on top of that. It's going to be fun. You ever shoot something like this?
Yes, I've shot a couple. I'm trying to think. I remember one Youth Worlds event was really windy, one of those finals.
Yeah.
And it is just, I mean, it's fun, but it's also not fun because you really want to shoot well and put down some really good scores. But when it's this windy, you just, you have to pick your time to go and just hope for the best. And sometimes you get a good spot. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just get carried by the wind. And so it's always really interesting shooting in wind like this. So it should be really fun for them.
And the 20 seconds makes it even more of a challenge.
Yes, you can't let down.
When you get one person may get the big gust, one person may not. So
Yes.
it can be a luck of the draw. There can be a lot of things when it comes to the weather. So
For
it just
sure.
makes for a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah. One recently with one of the World Cup matches with Alexis. She had one that we got really blustery on her, and then as soon as she shot, it just died. We're like, oh, that's not great.
I've been a part of a few of those in teams when we shot against France in Colombia one year. It was just blowing like crazy, and then they'd go to shoot and it'd literally stop. It was like they had a block somewhere that they could turn on and off.
Controlling the weather.
Yeah, we even got to the point where we were like slowing down, so we might try and change that a little bit, but it didn't work to our favor very well. But it was fun.
Yeah.
So we should be getting close.
Just working on some stuff with the clocks.
Yeah, I shot one in Belek, Turkey, and it was so windy they actually changed the rules for the team event. We went from 2 minutes to 4, and instead of 2 targets on each side, they went to 1, because people were missing the whole bail. So.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was quite the deal. So, but while we're here, I'd like to take a second just to thank some of the sponsors, because this wouldn't be possible without them. Hoyt's a big sponsor. The Easton Foundation does a lot for USA Archery. American Whitetail, who provides bells to stop all the arrows, does a great job. Lancaster Archer Supply. Anybody needs anything archery, that's the place to go. Win and Win. Build great recurves, and got into the compounds a little bit. You got the Easton Technical Products, who builds a ton of arrows and stabilizers, do a great job. And True Ball Excel, who builds sights and releases some of the best, along with some new stabilizers they've got going on. So lots of great sponsors. Like I said, we wouldn't be able to do this without them, and so I'm very grateful for them, and I think it's just we're real lucky to have them.
For sure.
Maybe they're waiting for the wind to pick up more.
Yeah.
They got them standing behind, so hopefully soon we should be ready. I always love it here. It's always interesting to see the satellite dishes behind the targets.
Oh, yeah.
Because we discussed this at one day. At what point in your business plan do you say, well, it's time to send something into space, I don't know where that would be ever in your amount of money that you've got. Like, hey, let's send them up to space and see what we got.
Who knows?
And it's funny because they turn.
Oh, see, I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah.
We were on the other end of the field down there, so I hadn't noticed those.
Well, one year we shot right here, and so it was funny because I was like, that one was pointing the other way earlier. and they move pretty
Gotcha.
quick, and so you don't notice it. And you're like, wow, this is. You try and catch them, but I never could catch them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even though it is nice and windy right now with that rain, it's not nearly as bad as last year, from what I heard. I wasn't here, but I heard that there were tents flying and.
It wasn't too bad last. I would say it probably was similar, but not. I don't think it was any worse.
Okay.
Yeah, because I actually shot in the gold medal match here last year, so
Okay.
it wasn't. I don't remember it being that bad.
Okay.
This definitely looks like it could get really fun. I mean, we had the big rainstorm roll through, and so at least now we're staying dry. So.
Yep. And I think it should stay pretty clear. Should be very nice.
Like we're just about ready to go. Here comes the coaches and the two archers. Got Danielle Lutz on target 1 and Paige Pierce on target 2, both with Jimmy standing behind Danielle and Tate Morgan behind Paige, so they can be a big help in this because they can count down in the wind.
Yep.
You just never know how bad it could be or anything. That's where their big help could come in.
For sure. Yep. Should be some good teamwork at play with them spotting.
I mean, just thinking about it, watching the Olympics when the French kid didn't even get an arrow off, it's a huge part of that coach to be able to help and count down and
Yeah, for
anywhere.
sure.
It's hard to do it full draw when you're trying to aim and look over the clock at the same time.
Yes. Definitely can be very distracting. And it can be reassuring to have someone behind you counting down and get you to know exactly how much time you have left. It's very, very helpful.
Yeah. And from what I heard, if I remember right, target 2 will shoot first. They've chose to shoot first, or the other one has just decided to defer. So that'll mean Paige will go first.
Here they go.
Which in this could be a real plus or real minus, because if she shoots a good one, then you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it's really gusty.
She looks really solid in the wind. That is a pretty long hold.
Solid 10.
Nice.
Good start.
She's like pretty surprised with that.
You always love a good arrow when you're like, oh, it catches. She's got a little more movement in
Yeah.
it.
Oh, still nice.
Yeah, still though than the gold, which
Yep.
is a win in this thing. I mean, at 50 meters to shoot something similar to the size of a baseball
Yep.
and hit it in the wind blowing you around like that, that's a huge win.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a door open for Danelle. I mean,
Yeah.
in this wind, who knows what kind of door.
Yeah. I know it can change so fast. Yeah, see, it just matched it. Both
Hey.
laughing on the line.
Laugh with frustration.
Yeah. Nice. That's a solid 10.
Yeah. You can hear Tate in the background starting to count down for her, so you know it's getting.
Yeah.
Another 8.
Yeah.
So it gives her a 4-point lead going into the second one, which a lot of times 4 points can be a lot, but I think in this win 4 points is not that, big of
Yeah.
an advantage. I mean,
Yeah. Not like it would normally be.
yeah. And it would be interesting to see how different they've shot pretty solid scores throughout the day. I mean, Paige running about a 145, 146 average right there. And then if she can pull that off in this, that's super impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, to start off with the 29, I'm impressed. I'm glad I'm not shooting against her.
Me too. Yeah, she was shooting really solid all morning.
Yeah, see the satellite dish is pointing the other way now.
Uh-huh. And I missed it.
You did it. But like I said, sometimes that how do you feel when you get a 4-point lead?
Very confident about that. You can calm down a little bit and know, like, okay, that's a big lead. And I don't have to stress out as much. But in this wind, oof, if you just get caught and you get some 8s in there, that lead can go away pretty quickly. So, yeah, in normal conditions, I'd be very excited about that kind of a lead.
Yeah. So now Danelle'll shoot first because she's trailing, which is a little different deal to help her put pressure back on Paige.
Yeah, and it's not giving them any break. Normally, it'll gust a little bit and then kind of calm down, but it just seems to be really steady.
And sometimes that's not a bad thing, because you can figure it out a little better than gusting. A lot of this weekend it was swirling and...
Yeah, it's weird because on the archers, like on us, it would feel one way, or maybe you wouldn't feel anything at all, and then on the target it'd be doing something different.
Yeah.
So that's a good shot.
Yeah, it starts off with a 9.
Anything in the yellow is good. That's good. Looks really solid.
But she's a little more, just like you say, you have that comfort, even though 4 points isn't a lot in the wind, it still is.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Nice.
Oh, there's a 10. It's a lot of hard work to get it to go while you're in there and fight that wind.
Yeah. Yeah, just waiting for the right moment.
Yeah. So she gained 1 back, puts it at 3. It's the nice part is you got 15 arrows, so you can work a little bit of gaining those points back, but like I said, even 4 is a lot. So another 9, so a solid 28.
Yeah. It's so funny because in normal matches we'd be really bummed about 9s, but in this that's really good shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she gained 1 back. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's slow and steady will sometimes win the race, but with this wind, you just don't know.
Yeah. And that was a really solid group, even though it was over in the 9.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see the look on their faces. They're just, Paige wanted to know where it's at. I mean, she's looking down the spotting scope. I mean, it can be confusing at times. You can feel like your aiming point, your pin or your dot is on the left side of the gold, and you shoot and it ends up clear on the right side because the gust caught it. I mean, it can be one of the most frustrating things in the world when you just don't know where it's at.
For sure. Yeah, and the shadows sometimes, since they don't have those scopes out there on the line with them, with just the shadows out there, it can be pretty deceiving. And in this, trying to find your spot to aim, yeah,
it's definite challenges. Waiting to see what their scores. They haven't been anything really close to have to worry about a call yet. They've pretty much put them in the middle of every scoring ring. So.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're at 53 to 55. Puts us at 2 points.
Still a good lead.
Yeah. Like I said, in this wind, that 55 is pretty much doing some impressive things.
Sure.
It almost feels like the wind might be letting up a little, and that again will add another challenge because you've been aiming off so far, holding off,
Right.
and now you're gonna have to cut back a little.
Yeah, and sometimes if they put clicks into their sight too, because of how strong it is, then it's like, if I aim in the middle, where's it gonna go now?
Yeah. Yeah. Some people in their scopes they have a dot or a pin, and then they have a level. And some people will use a level to kind of make it go off a little more, and some people will use clicks or in a different way.
wind caught her on that one.
No, there's 10. Like I
Nice.
said,
Solid.
it's starting to let up a little bit. You can feel it just a little bit coming across less.
Yeah.
Not that a
The
gust can't
flags.
catch you.
Right. The flags downrange are still moving a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nice.
10 for now.
Definitely does seem to be easing up a little bit for a minute.
Just didn't do as much, and then the wind, or she was holding against it, which I've done plenty of times, and the wind
Plenty
let
of
up.
times.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so frustrating when that happens. Oh.
All right, what do you talk to the coach to when you go back?
Usually anything but archery.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I guess, like maybe in this wind, trying to see, you know, if there's a better spot to be aiming at or something different. But most of the time, anything but archery. I want my mind to be somewhere else, somewhere happy, you know, talking about something silly. Yeah, just to kind of relax your mind a little bit.
Yeah. That's sometimes when I come back, my little brother used to be in my coach's box a lot.
Okay.
We would talk about, you know, something silly that's gone on at home or
Yeah.
something just different, and then even talk about like what we needed to go forward. Like if we were leading or trailing, you know, he's pretty good at saying, I feel like if you do this, you're gonna gain points or they'll stay here, and it just build your confidence up a little bit going to the line.
For sure. Seems like the wind might be shifting into more of a headwind now. It should be.
It's kind of doing a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Because it was coming left to right.
Yeah.
Now it feels almost like it's gone right to left. In fact, the socks. Well, you're right. It's almost a headwind now.
Yeah.
So we're down to a 1-point lead. That 4 points is changed in a hurry. Danielle shoots first again, trailing.
Nice.
There you go. That should put a little pressure on Paige to.
Yep. Nice. She responds.
She matches it.
Yep.
A little more of a wind coming across now. I mean, that
Right.
first one wasn't as bad, but it's picking up.
Yeah. Yeah, Danielle got to 3 seconds on that last shot. So, okay. Nice.
Danielle's shooting a hinge in this wind, which is a release that's executed, kind of goes off by using the pressure and pulling and turning at the release, where Paige is shooting a button so she can get on it and just set it off.
Yeah.
So it's a little different
Yeah.
in this wind, but Paige shoots a 30 in the wind. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, shooting a hinge in the wind is difficult, to say the least.
But I mean, these two shot a 29 and a 30.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I'm not out there shooting
Yeah.
against them. Good Lord. They are really putting it on.
Yeah, but that's what got these ladies here to this Gold Medal match. They've just been handling the wind so well all morning.
Yeah, and the nice part when you go down to your last 3 rows is like you got 2 points. I mean, like I said, the wind can change it a lot, but the nice part is you know that if you put 110 in there and you keep the others in the gold, you're going to probably end up with at least tie, if not a win.
Yep.
So a lot of times when I get in that, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, this is we're okay.
Yeah.
Not that you can't mess it up anyway, but
Of course.
and I have done before.
Yeah. So we'll see how Paige does with that lead. Seems like she's talking to Tate about the wind.
And it's hard when somebody's not up there shooting with you to really like understand what they're going
Yes.
through, because it's a definite challenge. Seems to be staying at that headwind area though.
Yeah.
Like I said, with 2 points, seems like a lot some points, but I mean, like, heaven's sakes, 2 points could disappear in one arrow. We've seen a few 8 shots, so.
Yeah. So we'll see. With that wind dying down just a little bit, we'll see if they'll keep it in the yellow.
Good shot.
Solid shot.
Good start.
Yeah. So we'll see how Paige responds to that.
Ooh, we're at 1 point now, maybe.
Yeah.
She really could use a 10 here to just kind of.
Put some pressure on.
Yeah.
Okay. Solid. Good shot from Paige.
Yeah. Danelle really needs a 10 here to kind of. Now she needs a little help from Paige, but Paige shot solid today. She's kept most of them. I mean, she's had, I think, the 1 arrow out of the gold.
Yeah. Solid.
That'll do it. Should give her the win. A little sigh of relief being done after being in that wind.
Yeah.
And both of them shot well.
Both of them shot so well. They held really steady in that wind, and it's great.
A little laugh of relief now after you're done, and you don't have to do. Now you can laugh at the guys because they come out, because you're like, I don't have to do that anymore.
Pages.
Discussing her target banding that she got from this.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're saying, with shooting the button, it can be very helpful in the wind.
Yeah.
But then if you do start getting a little bit punchy,
yeah,
it's not fun.
No, not at all. And you can, I mean, because like I said, when you're moving around and blowing around, it's just one of the things, when you get it where you want it, you just got to get it. Your body wants it to go.
Yeah.
So it can be a challenge. Their scores were way better than I was expecting in the wind. They did it. I'm truly glad I wasn't out there shooting against them. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so easy to get caught in just aiming in the wrong spot, or like we were saying earlier, where you get pushed right as you're about to shoot, and it's just so easy to have a lot of 8s, 7s even. We were seeing all kinds of arrows all over the place this morning because you just get caught wrong and it's frustrating, but scores were definitely lower.
Well, yeah, and you could have a miss. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw the master men when they were shooting their gold medal match, and one of the guys shot an 18. Like,
Yeah.
it can catch you at any point and cost you a lot.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're gonna get.
It certainly does make these matches interesting for us.
Yeah, we get to sit back and just critique rather than have to deal with getting critiqued. Well, after finishing up these women, the women shot good. Paige comes away with the victory, and Danielle shot really good. How do you kind of feel about it?
Yeah, I'm so happy for both of them. They both shot really well. It was really cool to watch them handle that win so well.
Yeah, so we want to take a second and just thank our sponsors again, from Hoyt to the Easton Foundation, American Whitetail, Lancaster Archery Supply, Win and Win, Easton Technical Products, and True Ball Excel. All huge parts of making this stuff happen. So we want to take a second and thank them, and we appreciate you guys watching it. Okay. It's real wild here with Savannah Vanderweer, and we're here for the men's compound gold medal match for the Rogue Buckeye Classic, and Dublin, Ohio. Really pretty. The weather looks really nice, but the wind is gonna be challenging. So Chris Schaff and Dan Yazza will get this one rolling.
Yep. Dan's gonna shoot first. That is really gusting.
Yeah, it's picked up. Just like I said, that 20 seconds, you could be the luck of the draw or the non-luck of the draw. So. As you can see, Chris is back there shaking his head.
Yeah.
And Dan pulls up the stuff
Right.
in his chest.
That's solid. Nice shot from Chris.
Chris has got a close on it. I can't tell whether it's a 9 or a 10. This wind's just whipping. I think she shoots a 9, which, like I said, in this wind,
Still
could
really
be a
good.
win. Hoping you don't get caught with a big gust and blow you out. She's got 89 liner. I mean,
yeah. Okay, that's really good opening from Dan.
yeah. And if Chris could shoot a 10 here and that one catches a 9, it'd be really good. Or you could. The hard part with these is, like, if they're both close, if you get them both, you're good. If not, it could be bad.
Yeah.
You could have 3 9s down there. You could have 2 9s and an 8. I mean, lots of differences to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
And like say the nerves and stuff are enough to drive you crazy when it comes to that. You just don't. I mean, the anxiety, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting. Some people will respond to that really well, and under the pressure and with those nerves, they just shoot lights out.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just affects you the complete opposite way. So
Yeah.
it's always interesting to see how people respond to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it's a big part of the game. I mean, I struggle. In fact, I love it when my agent down there comes and kind of gives me a look and a thumbs up or something, or anything just to kind of break that anxiety.
Yeah.
So it's. They took a good look at him. I don't know what they've got. Ready to post the score so we can see what we got. So it ends up 27. So probably all 3 9s, or he could have had an 8 and a 10. He just, lots of variables there. With Dan's 28, he's not too bad off. 1 point down. That's kind of one of the things when you look at it, you're like, man, that could be a 26. Could be, I could lose a lot of points, but you're not too upset when it's only 1 or 2 when you feel like you shot
Yeah.
not as good as you could have.
Right, yeah. Alright, so they finished all these scores, so now Chris will shoot first since he was trailing.
Yeah. And again, we got 2 of them shooting the different type releases. Chris is shooting the, what they call a hinge or a back tension, and Dan's shooting a button.
Solid.
Good start. No question with that one.
Yeah.
Now we're tied up.
Yep. So again, yellow is good.
Yeah.
Nice. Now we know these guys still want lots of 10s.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, got it.
And that motorcycle in the background reminds me of Chris's little boy, Trexton.
Yeah.
Probably at home watching Dad right now. 30.
Solid.
Pumping his
Got a-
fist.
yeah.
Glad he's got that done.
Yeah, that's so relieving to shoot a perfect score.
But then to know the other guy still got to shoot.
Yep. Put some pressure on them.
Yeah.
Dan looked very surprised by that one.
Wiggling and moving back and forth.
Yeah.
And they're looking, trying to figure out where they're at.
Yeah.
They are.
One thing I was noticing on Dan's bow is he's got like a tube of air lube on there. That way he can put it on there before he shoots every shot. 'Cause these targets have been so rough, so I'm sure the arrow pullers appreciate that.
Ours weren't too bad, I can say. Well,
Oh.
maybe, yeah. Maybe it was the luck of the
Lucky.
draw, which ones you had.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, ours were terrible.
And that can make a huge difference on how well your weekend is.
Yeah. 'Cause if you're getting worn out from just pulling arrows, like that's not even actual shooting, you know, and then getting double tired. Oh.
One plus of being in a gold medal match, they're not pulling them, so.
Yes. Yes.
So Chris now has a 1-point lead, so Dan will shoot first. Ooh.
Okay.
And it's a tough one. Was he leaning?
Yeah.
The wind kind of is.
Yeah.
Come a little bit right to
Okay.
left. Chris picks up a 10, so.
Yep. There you go.
Pick it back up.
Solid. Solid.
Good comeback.
So, yep. Yep.
Very good comeback.
Yeah, it can be really easy to get frustrated whenever you have a wide shot like that, and
Yeah.
then just fling the rest of them. So that was really, really good of him to still put those other two in the middle.
Yeah, and as Dan gives you a bad time for shooting another 30 in that wind, he's like, come on, man.
that's interesting too is Dan's shooting a hunting bow right now, even though he's got a different color, like the same color as a target bow would normally be, but it is a hunting bow. So I don't see a ton of those out here.
Yeah, a little shorter axle to axle, which is from cam to cam. It's a little shorter than the other ones. That's what makes it a hunt bow. It's easier to move through the woods rather than trying to pack everything else. You just put all your target stuff on it, and so. Because I don't know what I would do if I saw somebody walking through the woods with a 30-inch stabilizer on the front and everything else.
It'd be very hard to move around.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like we're going to have 3-point lead for Shaw going into the last two ends. Looks like they're getting them pulled. They didn't seem to be too bad. They got the targets below, the scores below the targets for 87-84, so we should be getting underway here in just a sec.
Dan will shoot first again.
No, it still seems to be kind of a headwind coming across. Maybe a little right to left, but not much.
Yeah.
But it's still moving. I mean,
That one, it seemed like it picked up as soon as the beeper went off.
which I've felt that before. It's almost like the wind waits for the whistle to go, and then here we go. Here's more wind.
Nice.
It's kind of funny. Dan is shooting a hunting type bow
Yep.
with target colors, and Chris is shooting a target bow with kind of hunting colors.
Yes.
8 arrows.
I can tell he wasn't entirely happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan's not happy with that one.
No.
But again, staying in the yellow in this is still really good.
Yeah.
Solid end.
Yeah, and then one of the cool things is Dan's a local guy. I'm a little jealous because I don't know what it's like. I mean, like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was fun for SoCal.
Yeah.
Since I'm living in those dorms, I could just walk right out of my room and be right there at the field. That was great. That's the closest I've ever been to a tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get much closer.
Yeah. It's always a nice thing. I mean, I've seen his wife here, and they got their puppies and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of makes for a cool, fun deal.
Yeah. And it's so nice not having to travel and deal with jet lag, staying in new places.
Yeah.
Sometimes hotels or just even Airbnbs, you know, beds aren't the same, they're not comfortable, whatever, all that stuff. So it's nice to just be at home.
For sure. For sure.
So here we go, and Dan will shoot first again. Chris has got a nice 4-point lead.
Which can be nice. It cannot be. I mean, we just saw Dan shoot almost a 7, so it could be a huge, just depending on what the wind does.
Yep.
But Dan will lead off, so he can put the pressure on Chris to see what he does. That was a good quick shot.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
The wind just kind of shifted and went left to right really hard.
Yeah. This wind just keeps swirling.
Of course, you can see he's trying to fight through it.
Oh wow, nice.
Very impressive in that wind.
Yeah, this field is just swirling so bad. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
That's really close.
You're not upset with a 9.
No, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Solid.
That's impressive.
Wow.
But, you know,
It is better than 8s and
Yeah.
7s, though.
as long as this one scores, Chris
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finishes again with, it says a 29, but it almost looks like a 30 in that. But
Yeah.
both of them shot well. I mean, like, cannot be upset. I mean, Chris shot really good in that for a
Really
45
good.
in the wind. So he'll probably go back and give Paige a little bad time. They've been harassing each other back and forth who shot higher, so that'll be
Yes.
good. But Dan gets to go home and go to his own bed and play with his dogs and everything now. So it was
Yeah.
impressive shooting.
Jimmy.
So, but all in all, that was a pretty good match. Chris was impressive in that wind. I mean, when that changed and he still shot 9s and 10s,
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah, that takes a lot when it's changing mid-shot to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a really, really phenomenal job.
So, like I said, I think Dan did great too. I mean, winning a bronze last year here, now wins a silver. Chris won silver last year, now wins gold. So both of them have been in this venue and played this a bunch. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, thanks everybody for watching this gold medal compound match. It was a really good one. Enjoyed to watch. The wind was challenging and everything else. And so we just want to take a second and thank our sponsors again.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Hoyt, Easton Foundations, American Whitetail, Lancaster Archery Supply, Win and Win, Easton Technical Products, and True Ball Excel.
Thanks again, everybody, and we'll be moving on to the recurve stuff now. Rio Wild and Savannah Vanderweer here with we're here at the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic in Dublin, Ohio, and a nice win. Getting ready to start the women's recurve. We have Catalina and Nicole here to shoot.
Yeah, it should be a really interesting match. These ladies have both been shooting really strong, but this wind, anything can happen.
And they've been able to practice just over the side, so it shouldn't be too big a difference, but you never know walking over here.
Yep.
That's off the 8. Not a terrible start in the wind.
Yeah. Good 9 from Nicole.
Yeah. Both of them on the left side.
Yeah.
Maybe a little much trying to guess, or it's kind of
Yeah.
switched back a little bit, so it's hard to.
Yeah, it could be switching on them, and could just be aiming a little bit too much.
With the recurve there at 70 meters, shooting a little bigger target face than they did with the combat. It's 122 centimeters, so it's a little different round than they have, and they shoot what they call a set system. So they're going to be shooting the 3-arrow total. Will get them set points, 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie, and it's the first one to score 6 set points that will win. So it's a little different format than some people are used to, but it's kind of a unique one.
Yeah. Yeah, and set points can work in your favor in the wind, or can be a little bit difficult, because you can have one end where, man, if the wind just gets you like crazy, and you lose that set, it can still be okay.
Yeah, you don't have to fight through scores.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get the 2 set points and the rest of the scores are erased. So
Yep.
it can have its pluses and minuses. I mean, somebody could miss and you hit all yours and win that set, but that miss really doesn't matter after that point.
Right.
So it's kind of a little different format, but it adds for some unique challenges and differences in the way it's shot.
For sure.
Let's see what we get for scores down there when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Yeah, Catalina was one of our youth Olympians in 2018, and she was our alternate for this 2021 or 2020, I guess, Olympic team.
However you want to call it.
However you want to say. It was pretty clever. They were, whenever they write 2020 and then they add like a 1, like they do the letters 1.
Yeah.
It's funny, that Olympic team. But yeah, she was alternate, so she's really, really strong archer.
And Nicole, I guess, is from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Went to school this past year at Arizona State. I guess Alexander Kirilov is our coach that works down there at PSE. So kind of both a little background on both of them. They both shot 24s, so they get to split the set at 1 apiece. So.
Yep.
So it just makes it a little shorter. Now you both got to get to 5.
Right. That one just keeps swirling, so we'll see how Catalina does with this. Let's see her moving just a little bit. Nice.
An 8 left. And that's the hard part is like guessing which way this wind's going right now, because it's gone from ahead to side to
Right.
all over in different ways.
And sometimes what you feel out here on the line is not what it's doing out there at the target, and so you can try your best to gauge what the flags of the targets are doing and what the flags in the middle of the field are doing, but
Yeah.
it can be really difficult.
And like, I'll be honest, this weekend I didn't feel as much on me
Yeah.
as it did downrange.
Yep. It was really tricky.
That's
Good
good
job,
arrow.
Nicole.
and anything in the Golden, this is a huge win.
Yeah.
I think it could be huge. Oh, I guess I was wrong. It wasn't Arizona State. It was the University of Arizona down in Tucson.
Okay. It's usually a little bit frustrated with that shot, but for how much they're getting blown around, that's still good.
So she needs at least a 7 here to split the set.
Okay.
That's a challenge in itself to continue to tie each other in the win.
Yep.
I mean, hard enough to hit a 10, but a little less figure out what you gotta do to tie. They're definitely putting on something that is definitely a challenge.
It's also pretty cool. Eliana, who just won the bronze medal match, is there spotting for Nicole. It's nice.
That is a cool part of archery, is the camaraderie, I would guess you'd call it, because there's just so much. I mean, like Jimmy doing it for Chris, or anybody. Archers are it's a pretty tight knit family, and they always want to help, and they always want to do more for
Yeah. Yeah, most everybody's all really, really close friends.
And they would rather see you. I mean, I don't ever think I've ever heard anybody wish that somebody just missed so that they can beat them.
Yeah, no.
They're pretty good. I mean, I've seen guys hand up people parts off their bows or anything.
You just want to see people. You want to beat them on their best day. Like, you want to know that they shot their best, you shot your best, and that's what won. Usually doesn't feel as good if you're like, well, they had if they have a miss, like.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't win because I beat them. I won because they,
Yeah, they were struggling and.
Yeah. So again, we're 2 set points apiece. I'm not sure, but I thought that they both shot 24s the last time.
I think so. So that's pretty consistent.
That is pretty crazy, to be honest, in this win to be that consistent.
The long hold. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see she's a little frustrated with it. She knew when she let it go that it wasn't what she wanted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But like we were saying earlier, the beauty of the set system is, next end.
Yeah.
That one won't matter.
But even with her shooting a 7, there's only 2. She could make that up in this set. I mean,
Yeah.
A couple of good arrows and
There we go.
there's a 9. Yeah.
I was picking up a little bit more. She looked like she was moving. It's good.
And then see, they're within 1 point going into the
Yeah.
last arrow again.
Anything can happen.
Oh yeah, it makes a.
So both of them just hanging on that side.
Yeah, the wind. Like I said, the wind has been switching back and forth, so it might be just enough to blow them over there. Need a 6 or better to at least split the set. Oh,
Nice.
10.
Solid 10.
Very nice in that wind. But all the arrows are on that left side.
Yeah.
So there must be something coming across down there that we're not seeing, they're not catching on to as quick, or.
Yeah. So she's got 2 set points now from that. We've got 4 and 2. It's good. You can tell even in this wind they're pretty chill, laughing, trying to get advice from their coaches.
Yeah. Now Catalina needs to win this set, or at least tie it.
Yeah.
So. Catalina gets to go to the Youth Worlds in a few weeks weeks in Poland.
Yeah.
It's good to, I mean, like, to see her shooting good here is awesome. It's a good lead up to an event. I mean, we always know that builds your confidence and gets you ready. When you get the World Cup finals in a while, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, any practice out here on these final stages is always super helpful. So you always want to perform really well at the Youth Worlds or World Cups. So this should be good. I know she's really excited about going to Poland. They've got a pretty good team lined up.
Better, I mean, an 8, but it's better left and right. One of the
Yeah.
better ones we've seen, at least on that side.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be blowing as hard right now.
Calm down for just a second. Okay, good 9 from Nicole.
And it always picks up a little bit here. The flag's
Yeah.
moving a little more. Which is one of the challenges of this system. I mean,
Okay, that's
it's not
still a good
yeah,
shot
in
for
that
how much
weather,
that was
yeah.
blowing.
Yeah. People realize how much you're moving up there when it's like, it looks a lot easier than it really is.
Yeah. Good shot from Nicole.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Need a good arrow here to keep her chances alive.
Okay. Yeah, she wasn't happy with that one.
I mean, she shot better arrows today, and so
Yeah.
5 or better will win the match for her. But the wind did just pick up.
Yeah.
Oh, an 8.
Yeah, she got it.
Good job.
It was excellent shooting from Nicole.
Both gals shot really good. I mean, I just, like I said, I think people don't understand how hard this wind can be to shoot in, and especially like, I mean, with the recurve, getting through that clicker, it's a part on the bow where the arrow comes through. Like I said, they got more tournaments ahead and everything else, and so, but overall they did very well. Like, it's awesome. You sat whenever, which is always a cool thing to get that under your belt. Should be fun. So. I'd like to take just a second again and thank our sponsors. I mean, without them, this stuff just doesn't happen. And so Hoyt, the Easton Foundation, Lancaster Archery Supply, Win and Win, Easton Technical Products, and True Ball Excel all do a huge part in this sport being alive and a huge part in supporting it. I mean, it just wouldn't happen without them. So big thanks to all of them, and hope to see you guys watching the men's recurve here in a little bit. Hi everybody, this is Real Wild, and so Sarah
Savannah,
Van.
yeah.
I'm a little tongue twisted today, and we're coming here from the Rebel Gear Buckeye Classic in Dublin, Ohio. And as you can probably see from the video, that the wind has been pretty challenging this afternoon.
Yeah. Looking forward to a good match between these guys here.
Yeah, you got a person who a lot of people, I mean, Justin Hewish has been around. One of the only Americans to win 2 gold medals in the Olympics. Michael was 13th at the Olympic trials recently, and so this could be a good match. Justin ended up coming back to archery. He'd quit for a while after the games back in 2020. Just missed the trials, cut at 17th.
Yeah.
When they cut to 16, so should be a good match. This will be Michael's highest finish ever at a USAT, so.
Wow, that's really cool.
Different experience versus.
Nice shot. Great way to start.
Heck yeah.
Nice. That's so close.
Yeah, really close. Just tall.
Yep.
But in this wind, I mean,
Anything
they're
yellow.
shooting really good.
Yep, anything yellow is great.
Yeah. 7 right. Justin knows that he's a little.
Yep, you could tell he wasn't happy with that.
The wind seems to pick up a little more. He held longer.
Okay.
For an 8.
Yep.
So they may have split that set. Yeah, looks like
Yeah.
they did at 26s, which, as frustrated as you are with a bad arrow and you end up splitting it, it's not as terrible as you thought.
Yeah.
But both of them started off really good on that. I mean, in this wind from the practice field to here, that was a pretty good start for both of them.
Yeah, for sure. It's always nice for your own mental game there. If you can open with a really solid shot, it helps with your confidence quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like say, Justin is getting back into it, probably still even needs as much experience as he's had.
Yeah.
The confidence is something you got to build back up. And I went over and joked with him a little bit before I told him congrats, and he was like, "That's good to be able to do it when the Olympic team's overseas. Gotta take advantage where I can."
That was definitely a big topic of discussion. I know with quite a few of the friends I have on the recurve side, you know, wondering who's going to win because of the Olympic team being gone.
Yeah, and it's different. Oh, wait, Justin must have got that one arrow that was close on the 10.
All right, he got the
So
upgrade.
he still, with the 27, wins the set. So goes into it now, and so Michael will go first.
Wind shifted again, so
It is definitely a challenge just figuring out which way the wind's going to go on you. Good looking shot. And it did shift that
yeah.
right to left, so. Same with Justin.
Yep, just on that side.
Yeah. That's kind of a tell that the wind shifted and neither one caught it, so.
Nice, there we go, back in the yellow.
Yeah. And it almost feels like it shifted the other way again now.
Yeah,
It went from right to left to right now. Let's see if Justin can pick up on that.
it's definitely picking up
It's
for his
really
shot.
cool. You can see it moving.
Oh. Okay,
not terrible for that. I mean, I would not, it's not what you wanted, but I would not be upset with it.
It's a faster shot. Nice. Good 9.
Justin with a 10 here could split the set. Oh, just up.
Very close.
Makes for, I mean, a close one. Now we're tied at 2, so it should. And that wind, I mean, they're both very close. I mean, a 25-26 is not the ones, but that wind is definitely challenging, and you can see that it's going from one side to the other, and that's what's making for the movement of where they're impacting.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can watch the flags when they're before they shoot, I mean, you can see they're now going right to left or left to right, and I've had them feel like on us it's changed from right to or left to right. So it's just it's a challenge. I mean, for me, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
It's something that I struggled with a little bit yesterday, even during qualifications.
Definitely. It seems to be swirling around this field in some funny ways, because it definitely seems to be doing one thing at the target and one thing on you, and that is very challenging.
Yeah.
These guys are handling it well, though.
Yeah. And I'm sure some of it's nerves. I mean,
That too.
you're talking about 2 guys that haven't been up in this for a long time. I mean, Justin has stood on some of these stages and stuff, but Michael's never. So it's just still, and once you've been on one, you know your hunger and your like want to do well. So there's a lot of emotions, I'm sure, going through both of them.
Yeah, and sometimes trying really hard will help your arrows go in the middle. Sometimes trying too hard, you know, if you get too tense in the wrong places, you can start flinging arrows, and then having the wind on top of that. So, yeah, it can just be challenging.
It can all make for a little harder to get through that clicker and through the shot and everything else.
Yeah,
so.
just gotta trust it.
So where we're tied, it'll go back to the original starting order. Justin will shoot first.
And that can get you if you're holding off for the solid X.
That's a pretty good one.
If you're aiming off, or if you're holding middle, and then all of a sudden wind comes back and gets you, or if it dies. Oh. Okay. Oh, you can tell he's bummed about that one.
Yeah, he's not happy. But it's weird because like it feels dead now. And
Yeah.
it was blowing a little harder there, so this is the hard part of the 20 seconds is like what kind of weather are you getting versus the other guy getting. And he shoots a 10.
Right.
So Michael's capitalizing on it, but that is one of the, to me as an athlete, one of the hard parts with the good old set system and the time 20 seconds, or the alternating in the 20 seconds.
Right. Another 8. He got back in the middle there. It's just a little bit high.
Yeah.
He's looking at his sight.
Yeah, because you don't know which way you want to move it.
Yep.
And he ends up winning that set, so it's take a little lead on Justin. So the challenging part is when you get that wind, you just don't know what, you know, where you need to put your sight and what's going on.
Yeah. And then what normally goes through your head when you're down in a match? Because like here, Michael, if he can win this next set, then you know he wins it. So for
and here's who is more pressure.
Yeah.
Is it more on Michael or is it more on Justin who wants it from doing like?
Yeah.
It could be double sides, and you can see like the frustration in Justin's face right now that he wants it really bad. You know, he knows that he kind of gave up. The one nice part is with the set system, that 20 doesn't hurt him as bad.
Right.
Where Michael has a 7-point lead from that set, it's really all erased. So. And like I said, this wind is crazy because it's going from one way to the other, and so now Justin will shoot first again because he's trailing. that, like I said, if that's a real advantage, unless you can put a really good one down there, because this wind is just something else.
Yeah. Did not want to play nice today.
No. It's definitely making for a challenge.
Nice. Solid 10.
Put a little pressure on Michael to see if he can match it.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does.
does.
Look at that. There's a little bit of an opening for Michael to maybe take this set with Justin shooting an 8. But the wind's picked up on him. You can see him moving a lot more than he has been. Good, he still shoots a 9.
All right.
Very impressive. That's really pounding. That's what's the 20 seconds is hard, because you have to get an arrow off.
Right. Yeah, normally
Now it's up.
when you have more time, you can pick and choose when you want to shoot, but
Yeah.
you don't have an option here.
So Michael can win with an 8 or better.
Okay.
So 25. So I should give Justin the set. So we're all tied up again.
Wow.
What a different change in one arrow. I like I said, the wind can do that, or even nerves. I
Yeah.
mean, we can talk about it and say that, like, man, he knew that a decent arrow was going to win it, and it's just, you know. So, new life.
Yeah. Something that's really cool is Michael has cystic fibrosis and started archery with his sister, and they shoot to help combat that. So
That's really cool.
it is so neat to see people with all kinds of different things going on in their life. And you know, archery is very welcoming to all, and you can have missing limbs and still shoot. You can be blind and still shoot. Archery is really cool that way.
Super. I mean, that's very true. I mean, there's so many. I mean, we got Matt Stutzman who shoots with no arms.
Yeah.
We got, you know, I mean, tall guys, short guys,
Yeah.
you know, short women, tall women. We got all kinds, and I've seen success from every one of them.
Yeah.
There's no really, like, in some other sports where it's a big body type you got to have to be successful at it.
Right.
I've seen there's not one in this sport that is just like, oh, that's the best one.
Yeah. So cool.
And just I'm gonna lead off again because he started the match shooting first, so.
So this will be interesting. If they split the points here, then it would go to a shoot off.
We haven't had that today yet.
We have not. Those are always a lot of fun.
Oh, and here comes the wind again. Four right.
You can definitely tell that picked up.
Yeah. And it changed. It was going left to right, so it was a definite sign of that.
Wow, solid.
guy who's won Olympic gold medals is not a bad cherry on top.
Yeah.
So, and Justin will be upset about that 4. I guarantee you that's the one that will make him bummed and sad because, you know, he had a chance. And,
Yeah. That one arrow.
yeah. But the wind can do that to us, any of us. No matter.
Right.
That's what, like, watching it, it's not as easy to see and what's going on with what they're seeing.
Exactly.
And it's like, it can happen to anybody. So, but yeah, it was a good match. Awesome to watch the guys get out here and shoot and compete. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Really cool to get a watch. And so, and take a second, we'll thank our sponsors.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Hoyt, making awesome bows, Easton Foundations, and all they do, American Whitetail, the awesome targets that we have here, Lancaster Archery Supply, Win and Win, Easton Technical Products. They make fantastic arrows and stabilizers, and True-Ball Excel, awesome sights and releases.
And
so we'd like to thank those sponsors for everything that they do.
Yeah, because it just wouldn't be without them. And a big part also is all the volunteers this weekend. And the group here has done a great job. And USA Archery, again, puts on another great event. So just really been good to be here and be able to compete. And thanks, everybody, for all their hard work. And we'll talk to you guys later.